Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of the A1A Talk Away podcast. Today, we have got Trojan down here, you got myself, Hoff, and over here is Hexy.
That's right, and what we're going to discuss today is simulator games.
We're also going to be talking about the games Hexy's been playing.
And the podcast's future.
Yep, going in a really promising direction. We want to share that with you guys and try and get your views on it as well. And then we're going to be talking about news, announcements, and rumours in the section that we called NAR, featuring a Windows 11.
And everyone's favourite.
Did ye nah? Fantastic. So as you can see, we've got Trojan here, and we'll be cracking on what the crack is with this later on. But first of all, yeah, how's everyone doing?
Well, I'm doing great. How's you, Trojan?
Mildly moist.
Mildly moist. Not fully
bit
moist
tired.
like you were last week.
Bit tired. No, it doesn't. Like, I'm not at the point where me dick feels like it's got a runny nose, but like we're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, that's
That's
good.
Obviously,
direct cup, I see.
Oh, absolutely, mate. It's
Extra
free,
large.
free marketing.
Now I was thinking of when it...
The cup is nearly as fat as Mike Ashley, the owner. Big fat fuck.
Used his waist size for measurements.
And now I was thinking everyone's going to be on the
Tell you,
TV,
that
so I
fucker
got mine.
puts his that fucker puts his belt on the
Otherwise-
boomerang. I'm telling you.
And then there's just me, just diluted.
Dilute. Well, hey. So then, Hexy, how have you been lately? We haven't had you on for 2 weeks. Hope you've been well. What we've been up to lately?
Well, me, I've just been tottering on with some on and off games, really. Trying a couple of different offline ones, online ones. Tried Squadrons for Star Wars, which was pretty good. That's pretty fun. Getting into that, I think I'm going to put some more time into that because that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, good to
It
hear,
is
man.
quite fun.
Good to hear, man. And of course, Trojan, we've seen plenty of the past couple of weeks. So makes his third appearance on the podcast. Fantastic news. So yes, we're going to kick right into the topics. And the first one we're going to talk about is simulators. So simulators, not just in racing, but we've got obviously PC build simulators, we've got airplane simulators, all these stuff that are now getting like run on high-end games. So like typical gaming, you could say, is now being used for actual learning and engineering and stuff. I say new. It's been a thing for a while, but I actually think it's really cool. So like, what kind of like simulation things like have you guys like took notice in for? Oh my god, that's amazing. We'll start with you, Hexy.
So I did try a bit of Euro Truck Simulator in the past, which was it was pretty fun. But for me, just like driving back and forth, like it got a little bit tedious. And then I kind of got into the flight simulators and war simulators like War Thunder and World of Tanks, which was pretty fun. They are pretty fun. And I played them for like 2-3 years continuously. And I say simulators don't get enough. I just don't feel they get enough credit for being games as well.
What, so you think that they should be like? You think that they should actually be considered games or simulators? Like, where's the line?
Well, yeah, because if you look at how game and streaming's been going forward as well, you're starting to see a lot more simulation games coming through as well. So, yeah, I don't think they get enough credit, but they are getting more and more credit.
I'm gonna call a little disagreement there because I think the clue's in the name, simulator. Like, it's not necessarily, are they marketed as games as such or actual simulators? Because, like, when it comes to racing games, like, they've kind of got, like, simulator, like, in the subtitle. It's not actually car simulator. So, like, it kind of tells you it's a game, but it's, like, a racing sim.
Like how Formula 1 does it.
Yeah, Formula 1, Assetto Corsa, stuff like that, yeah. So, I actually think that for that purpose, having these things on Steam, though it's great, and that's where they are because they're very user-friendly and accessible, I don't actually think that they're in the game hemisphere as such. So, yeah, kind of what defines a game?
You purchase them off a gaming platform.
I mean, you could buy a Pornhub subscription, doesn't mean it's a game.
Yeah, but you can't buy a Pornhub subscription off Steam.
Not yet, anyway.
Do you get my point, though? Like, the art in the eyes of gamers, and they are targeted towards gamers. That's why
porn's always
they're
in the eye
more
of gamers.
graphical and stuff now, and especially Pornhub.
What were you saying there, Trojan?
Saying porn, it's always in the eyes of gamers.
Pornhub's always in the eyes of gamers. My God.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a very good start of the stream, isn't it?
Main reason, I mean, fucking prove me wrong. Main reason why on specifically PC you've got auto run.
You've got what?
Set auto run away. Auto run
Auto-run.
on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
fucking on your fucking games. You set
Like
the auto run
Patreon
away.
pod.
Use your mouse to fucking to walk around. Screen over there. Bat bat bat. Born away. There you go.
For fuck's sake.
Does it freeze that handle?
PC masturbate.
I feel you.
My God, my God. It's already down the toilet
Ranky
here
good
again.
times.
But yeah, I think simulator games are starting to become more popular and popular as we.
But other
Yeah,
games, though.
they're coming in the eye. Yeah, they're still games. You gotta think, even like that Star Wars Squadrons that I was playing, that's a simulator game.
Oh, please
it's
explain
just-
this.
Oh, because it's like flight simulation, in a way, of aerodynamics and movement in space.
Gran Turismo 3 had
Using thrusters.
had like, you know, slipstream and
But all
mechanics.
it- all
Doesn't mean
it
it was a
is
real life
just-
simulator.
All it is they're just like skins over it. Like if, like I don't know, like moving around apart from the total physics of being able to stay stationary in Squadrons to fly in something in War Thunder, the mechanics move the same. Apart from the fact that you can stay still.
Can't believe you're saying that Squadrons is a sim. That's actually.
It's
That's actually.
yeah. Do you know what? To be honest, there's actually like rigs and stuff for people to play that game. Like there's
Oh, my
actual
God.
like it's VR and everything as well.
VR doesn't make it a sim though. Like, you know.
That is fair. That is fair. Maybe I'm overestimating.
Again, I used the PH
VR
example.
porn.
Like that doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it a sim.
Trojan fits Pornhub in any conversation.
Your ma bursts in your room and it's like, "What you doing?" It's like, "I promise I'm playing a skating game."
Oh my word. Well, you see, like, but you know, the point is though, you know, you put a VR headset on, doesn't make it a sim. Like it's.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm just saying that it's one of the perks of that game though. But yeah, you may be right. That kind of be classed as a sim.
Problem is, it's very subjective. You don't know, like,
That's the point
Yeah,
of
so
debate,
that's
though, isn't it?
fictional, isn't it?
to the point, like, obviously most like sim games, you'd say, right, it's got a very large aspect of realism, but one person's aspect of realism to the next is going to be fucking drastically different to someone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I mean-
Trojan's like everyone's reality is different.
I know, like a balanced opinion. He never had balanced opinions.
I'm a fucking insightful bastard. I don't know what you're on about.
I'm a very tall bastard too. There you go.
Yeah.
I see you've still got that fucking stepladder in the background to get on your mattress.
But you've been sitting on that for weeks, haven't you, you cunt?
You've been standing on it, so I don't know what you're on about.
No, I use it for the dartboard in the corner. So, like, on the topic of, like, VRs, have you guys actually had much experience in VR and all that jazz? And if so, what's your thoughts about it?
I have one.
Yeah.
I have one. I don't have a massive experience because I haven't played it in fucking ages. It's actually underneath my desk.
Hang on,
I'm
you
not
have VR?
fucking bent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got an
Absolutely.
Oculus Rift. Like I do.
Oculus Rift S.
Oh, get you.
Aye.
The same one Joe's got.
Ooh,
isn't it posh? Same with I've got. I went and purchased the gun and everything to put the slots in.
Right, fair enough.
The
Does
gun
that
holsters.
does that make it a wartime simulator though? Like, well,
I guess it depends on what.
No,
game
no,
you're
he
playing,
needs
doesn't
he
it?
needs one of them
Like,
fucking. He needs one of them fucking round platforms that you run on.
I've seen them. They
Like-
look
like
so
in game,
cool.
That movie, the game or something, where it's like a proper holds you, and you've got
Yeah.
like a treadmill that moves
Aye.
multi-directional.
And when you get shot, you've got like the little sensors on which give you a little shock. Like,
Oh, what you playing, mate? Oh, it's just cardiac arrest simulator.
God, yeah,
But
correct.
in relation to it being a simulator, I think it would depend on the game you play, because some of them do have a lot of realism aspects to them, like reloading the gun and stuff like that. Because there's, I guess I don't know. There's games similar to like things like PUBG in there and stuff. I guess where like if you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, so in the terms of like the webcam stuff, like not the webcam stuff, I was looking at a scene there which said webcam.
Ah, you're back to Pornhub, are you? Webcam, get your mind out the gutter, sir.
So in terms of the
Looking at reading your fucking, you're on a road to a dirty path, looking at your fucking pop filter there.
well, swiftly
Sitting
moving on.
webcam,
In terms of like VR, so do you know how we had the 3D fad? And then we had the HDR fad, which has improved over the past couple of years. And then you have, like the 4K fad. Like, where do you guys think VR is on that spectrum? Like, do you guys think that the VR is actually going to have legs, or do you think in 5 years or so people are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that gimmick? Like,
VR's not going to get legs. It's already got them. They've like got a massive community. Yeah, have you actually tried the online?
Yeah. I've tried it when I was down the old house and I had the VR with Joe, and I can't remember what game it was. It was like one we had like a stupid like frisbee thing, try and score it like a space floaty gravity thing.
It was Echo Online.
That's the one. That had a bit of a community. I mean, they were all under 10, but it had a community.
Some of the absolute rinsons.
What?
Some of the absolute rinsons that you were fucking dishing out. I could hear it because it wasn't like actual headphones. It was coming through the headset, and he was in Discord. And it's like you can hear some kid shouting on, and he's just all you hear is like ba 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 ba, and then the kid's like ah! And fucking he's going like, ah, you fucking little bitch. And it's like someone's like 9-year-old Ben's just got absolutely obliterated in the game, and he's just like, no mercy at all.
I forgot that you were in that game.
I bet you did, aye. It's like hoping no one was there. He's like just dishing out fucking abuse. That's what they've got to learn. They've got to learn. I mean, kids nowadays.
Craig don't like kids.
I'm telling you that kids nowadays couldn't have fucking hacked it in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby on an Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. Like, yeah, absolutely right. That was something else. That era, honestly, it was some of the best crack I've ever seen on those.
I'm not being funny, right? If everything that was ever said in a Modern Warfare lobby was true, like everyone's Mars have been booked that many times. Like, how she still got legs? They would have been worn down. You know what I mean? Just stumps.
Yeah, there's a lot of cursing on the mothers and there.
Oh, it was so fun though, and like 1v1 Rust, and then like it turns out they were absolute garbage, and then the screaming and the anger and the wit, it was unreal. Like, that's where you sharpen your teeth if you want to have some snappy, witty comebacks. You get yourselves in lobbies like that, man. Absolutely unbelievable. You got any good memories of that kind of crack, Hexy? Because you were like a pro back then, kind of.
I used to play COD 4. COD 4 was great. Like, those lobbies were just as toxic as the Modern Warfare 2 ones.
Oh, no, the Modern Warfare 2 ones were far worse.
They seriously were on Xbox 360. I mean, the 360 and the Xbox lobbies have always been rough. Like, PlayStation, they're not actually that bad compared to, like, the Microsoft lobbies. Ooh, the Microsoft lobbies are rough compared to PlayStation. Everyone in PlayStation seems quite calm and preserved.
Because everyone could afford an Xbox.
It's like an older generation of gamers on PlayStation, to be honest. Like, majority of the gamers you come across online, a lot of them aren't that young on PlayStation compared to where you get an Xbox and everyone's fucking 12. Because everyone's 12 when you'd have now their real age.
I'm not gonna lie, on that Echo game, I did enjoy shooting the shit out of people and like hearing their tears. It kind of did remind me of the Modern Warfare days again. It was hilarious. So I think I might actually get a VR again at some point, but I might get a good one. But I'm wanting to put money into a proper chair, but we'll talk about that later on.
I've got a Rift S. You can borrow it pretty much any time if you want.
Oh, you mightn't get it back though. That's the thing.
Of course I'll get it back.
But
I've got my new chair.
Yeah, what is your new chair, by the way?
It's like a no-name thing. It's like it's an ergonomic office chair, but you've got no fucking chance of a stand-up to show you. I'll lean over. Look at that mesh.
I was on about because there was like some
Look at
high-end
mesh.
brand chairs that you were talking about the like last week, I think it was, or the week
I was.
before.
I mean, I was looking at like.
What they're
I was
called,
looking at like.
Hiller something, or
Her,
Do you
so it
reckon if
wasn't-
you stand up, we could play noughts and crosses on your back?
no,
Just for them grids.
the gaps are too small, but it's got a mesh arse as well, which is ideal because now like me arse doesn't feel like like an egg frying in a fucking pan. It's better.
what you were saying the brand of that chair thing was that I was asking after.
So the one I was looking at initially was a Herman Miller.
That's the one. That's the one.
And then I looked at I did look at Secret Labs, but then I seen it. They were like, oh yeah, the delivery will be like after the 27th of July, and it's like my arse will literally be fucking fried, like to the point. You know when you have a fried egg and it gets to that perfect point of like if you dip a bit of bread in it, it'll pop. And then you go past that point and the egg's just, it's like it's hard boiled, but you fried
Ruined.
it. That's what my arse would have been like by that point.
I mean, I'd rather.
But this one lets me arse breathe, and when you fart, there's no resistance, so it just goes through the air, through the chair.
Lovely, lovely.
Does that give you a quicker sense response, so you get like a quicker whiff?
No,
So,
what
like,
one of the benefits. I mean, we're talking about the ergonomics of chair farts. Yeah, one of the benefits is with it being mesh, obviously leather. I mean, it wasn't real leather; it was like fucking nano leather or something.
I mean, this is not in that itinerary either.
with that, you fart and it sort of reflects it back up, and you get immediate sort of fucking nostril slap. Whereas with this, there's no like because it's mesh, it just goes straight through, so it's sort of ankle level. So you pickle your ankles a little bit, but at least you're not fucking frying your nostrils.
So it's like equal each side.
Trojans 2 cents on fart ergonomics.
Oh my word. Okay. That's never been unheard of again. You heard it here first, guys. So in terms of VR, let's try and get your thoughts on that. Do you think that they're going to be a fad, so be it, or do you think that they're here to stay, Trojan?
Well, I mean, they've already stayed. It's been a thing for fucking years, and I mean, there'll always be a new game or something like that comes out on VR.
Has anyone tried Resident Evil on VR, the new ones?
Wow, no, because Resident Evil shit.
I haven't tried those. I mean, see, the thing that's always going to keep VR in the loop now going forward is just the sheer amount of freaking weirdos in the world. Role play, because role play, like the amount of people that like to role play and be someone totally different. Or, I mean, it can be quite. It's quite similar because there are those sort of VR games, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's literally things that are classified as games, but it's like VR chat. You just go and you just sit in a room, just like any other room, and you sit and you this weird character with massive, you know what I mean? Your people's fantasies, and you talk to people. But not me personally, but like I've just seen it when I was looking through like VR YouTube channels and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
I get you.
Okay.
That's something called VR chat or something.
I bet you.
But like I've just seen it. That's all. And nothing with the no square thing that was like a meme for a while.
So how did you meet Charlie? Was that on your VR?
Tinder.
Oh, VR Tinder.
Oh man, now, like I knew Tinder. I knew Charlie from when I was like primary school. To be fair.
Yeah, fair.
Tinderella.
She's like looking at us now. She's probably muting stuff to listen.
Well, fair. So VR has legs, and to be honest, I actually quite enjoy VR. And now that I've got space in here to actually do it without breaking my toe again, there's going to be a really, really good times ahead. Good times ahead. But Hexy, you've been playing quite a lot of games lately. I've rarely seen you on COD lately. You've been hammering some long gaming sessions. Whenever I look on Discord, you're playing something all the time. And like, get into that. What you been doing?
Wait, I always classify myself as a proper gamer, and a proper gamer experiences all games, every game. And there's no real true limits to what you'll play. So I went from Call of Duty to DayZ, but I was playing the modded servers, which was like really good. Base building, zombies, base raiding, which is like adrenaline pumping. To be honest, that game it's really good. It's got a lot of realistic aspects to it, like you're zeroing your sniper rifles before your shots and stuff like that. And then I'd say I went into Squadrons, I went into MotoGP, I jumped back onto Counter-Strike a little bit. I even played Unreal Tournament 1991 edition, 1999 edition, sorry.
Showing your age there, pal.
No. And I've just been all over the shop. Like, even I was playing that, was it Lone Downhill Mountain Climbing or something? Like Lone Mountain? I don't know. Lone Mountain or something. It was like a downhill solo kind of mechanics game where you kind of use the mechanics of the bike and the map to your advantage to get down the hill. Just like, I play all games. Like, there's no sort of resistance to what I will and won't play.
Fair enough. Is there a particular reason why you've been playing loads of games? Is it because you're bored of them all? Is it because you want to try new things? Like, I don't think I have the mental capacity to play that many games at once.
Man. Like, I can't lie to people and say that and stream a game that I'm not physically enjoying anymore. Things like Call of Duty, you see those helicopters with Gatling guns and stuff on the side that look amazing in every trailer, every season. Never seen one.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the motorbike mechanics on, like, they're a little bit I've went and I've tried it. You know what I mean? Like, I've played, like, as a true game, I'll always go for my own opinion and try the game. I'll spend whatever money I pretty much have to try a game. I've pre-ordered me Battlefield 2042.
Pre-ordering's a dangerous game, especially with EA and Battlefield.
Yeah,
like,
but
you'll be lucky to get that back.
It gets you the beta and stuff, you know, and the early access. You know what I mean? It gets you early touches on the game. You get to really see what the game's like in the early stages and what sort of community it's going to bring before it even kicks off.
Are we bashing Battlefield when it comes out?
Oh, mate, I've been bashing it now. I'll probably play it after this podcast.
What Battlefield have you been playing?
4. That's going to be.
I've got 4.
Going to be the. Yeah, wait, 4 is going to be the most like for like against the Battlefields for the new 2042, and the mechanics in 4 are brilliant. Anyway, you gotta think it's like come out like 2013.
Has it got hacked lobbies though?
Like occasionally, I'm not gonna lie, not as much as COD though.
Well, what? Okay, fair enough. Well, I'll get that. I'll get that downloaded again. I'll get some hype.
I'd say one in 4 lobbies that we had. That was a very good excursion, by the way. I mean, we were playing the other day. I popped my head round a corner and someone fucking removed my lips from my skull. And, like, I mean, a lot of the time I'm like, nah, that's bullshit. And that's mainly because I'm shit at the game. But this guy, there was no way his reaction times were that good. Like, he was like a praying mantis on fucking Wiz. Like, my head was not like 0.1 of a second, but like
he had like 27 kills, 0 deaths in like 13 seconds. It was ridiculous. Like, he was just literally holding down the trigger.
I'll download Battlefield 4 again though, because I think I think our subscribers would love that as well. Because a lot of them are like deep into COD. And obviously a lot of them have been talking about will it be the COD killer, and you know they are interested in those videos and that content and that conversation. So I reckon Battlefield 4 might not be a bad shout to actually feature on the channel for a little bit. Like I say, if I'm not playing anything that's not COD, because COD's obviously the main game, then I'll stream other games I'm playing. So it might not be a bad shout to have some of those games on tap. You know what I mean? So yeah, stay tuned for that. I think that might be something that we do. But in terms of like all these games you play, like, what about you, Trojan? Do you play like a variety of different games, or do you just like play 1 or 2 games at a time and then replace one?
Trojan doubles.
I'm a man of culture.
I'm a man of height. Fuck off.
Warframe's probably the main one at the minute. I had a couple of games of Warzone the other day with War Hexington.
And me. Yeah, games with me as well, you cock.
Yeah, but I mean, that's to be expected because you're a fucking gammon who plays it all the time. But me and Hex were doing duos the other morning, and I got fucking 6 kills. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm a god.
What popped off? Who comes second in that game, mate?
MLG gaming god. And then I died straight away.
No, you didn't. What comes second?
I mean, to be fair, but I can't remember because they all blur into one. The same thing fucking happens over and over again. It's weird.
It's because it's that repetitive of a game, and that's why I refuse to kind of put all my time into it now.
Nah, wait. I mean, I've obviously dabbled in a couple of games of that. I've been smashing the fucking arse end off Warframe. So I mean, obviously I had 2 weeks off. I went at the start of that 2 weeks. So I played a fair bit on Xbox, but got it on the PC, and obviously you downloaded it, and we played a little bit.
Yeah, it was good.
And same with Hexy. Hexy played a little bit, and I think at that point I had about 20 hours of game time. By the end of my holiday, I had like fucking 200 hours of game time.
I did that once with The Witcher 3. I had like 2 weeks off. Can't remember how I got 2 weeks off, but I had 2 weeks off, and I'd pretty much spent most of my time on Witcher 3. Absolute filth. Really got stuck in, like properly stuck in, like all the side quests, all the little nibbly bits that you can do, the full story. I did 2 playthroughs on it, man, and did like a different like path every time. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I wish I had that kind of time to do it again. This was before I had like a YouTube channel and obviously like full-time job, which I actually like. So yeah, fun times back then. But yeah, for me, like I like to have 2 games that I kind of like sit on. So obviously COD being the main one, and I like other things just being jumping over things. So like for example, Apex used to be like the second game. Rocket League used to be my second game for a bit. Really enjoyed that. At the minute, I don't really have a second game at this point in time.
Rocket League,
yeah.
I still play Rocket League. Yeah,
but like
it's a good game.
But like I'm playing more games. I'm trying other games and giving them more of a bit longer of a chance than what I usually would. So
Titanfall. When you're playing Titanfall for a bit.
So it's good. Titanfall is good, but like you need to play with friends. You know, like running around with norms. I'm not used to playing with the A1A boys and girls now. I'm used to playing with company, and now I really struggle to play. I really struggle to play games by myself now. Which is kind of where I need a good single player game, and I thought Cyberpunk would be that game, but oh well.
You silly fucker.
We all pre-ordered it.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Cyberpunk was gonna be the game as well.
Yeah, we all pre-ordered it.
Overpromised, like it overpromised massively.
But you know, they'll come in at another one. Assassin's Creed games have been good lately, but I find them a bit too shallow. What we need is another Witcher game. But
see, I always get that excited for Assassin's Creed, but then I kind of get into it, and I'm like, I've played this.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem with like FIFA. You've played them all.
Like repetitive combos and stuff like that. Like I've played this.
That's the thing. I mean, like, I don't really like Assassin's Creed. Like for me, it's a bit fucking lazy. It's like, all right, here's this game that we played. We'll put a different man as the main character. He's got a different name, and you can get different abilities slightly
from the same family tree though.
Only a little bit. Rather than being called Ezio, he's just called O. I mean, Valhalla was a bit different. I played that a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, I like
Valhalla.
A lot of the Assassin's Creed. I mean, I played the first one, and that basically by default means that I've played every single one other than Valhalla, basically.
Yeah.
See, I think Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 are a different experience of gaming compared to the rest of them. But then again, yeah. But it was an earlier time of gaming, and you kind of got to appreciate the time that it was that sort of quality was provided.
Yeah.
In the Assassin's Creed genre.
I can't get into old games obviously I enjoyed Skyrim, for example. Like, thoroughly enjoyed that. I put fucking hundreds of hours into that game, and then one of the lads was like, "Oh yeah, Oblivion's better." But like, it's one of them things where with certain games, you had to have played it at the time, for to have that appreciation for it. Because I went I loved Sky. In fact, I still love it now, but I very rarely play it anymore. But I tried once to go and play Oblivion, and like walking around, get to the point where you're at the outside of a village, then you've got to wait and load. Bearing in mind this is after I'd already played Skyrim, and it's like, nah, fuck this. This is dog shit.
I think the last single player.
Did you try the Elder Scrolls? Oh, sorry, Craig.
No, go for it.
Did you try the Elder Scrolls? The Elder Scrolls Online, which was like an online version of Skyrim.
I did, mate. I played it on Xbox for a bit. But like never had anyone to go on with, so you're just running around like a dickhead, and you've got all these people around you who are like, "Oh yeah, we're pals and that," and you're just like,
You do that when you play multiplayer games anyway, pal.
I'm just gonna go and sort of cast some spells and thumb my arse beside this tree.
What I found with the Elder Scrolls is that, see, I loved Skyrim because of the dragon hunting and all that stuff. Like, I loved fighting dragons, and that was great. But dragons are much more cooler than people. So to take dragons away and then put people in the game, like, just fuck yourself. Like, why would you do that? Like, you need the dragons, man. Like, the dragons are cool as shit.
Hashtag
like,
bring back the dragons.
Like, yeah. Like, I'd probably still play the Elder Scrolls Online if there was dragons in there, and you could team up with your friends and go hunt dragons and get extra spells or some sort of reward or something, and make it that sort of game where you kind of got to team up and do that sort of like kind of, I guess, like role play environment of dragon hunt.
The last single player game I played, I think it was I want to say it was late last year. I think it was what do you call it, man? The Star Wars one, the one with the ginger lad.
Battlefront.
No.
I've got it.
What's it called?
It was kind of like a new mechanics to it, wasn't it?
And it was. What was it called? The Last Jedi? Last Jedi? What was it? Last Jedi? No, it wasn't Last Jedi.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. That was the one.
10 points to me.
10 points, Gryffindor. Actually, no, you'd be Hufflepuff. So, like, I really.
You're fucking Hufflepuff.
No, I meant.
No, you're Slytherin.
Go on.
Jedi, Star Wars.
Because you're
Jedi,
always fucking slithering into cakes. You fucking cake shagger.
Fuck off. I mean, your personality traits would put you in Hufflepuff, you prick. That was genuine compliment.
Speaking of which, at the time of recording, it was your birthday yesterday.
It was my birthday yesterday. Indeed, it was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bet you are loving that. Got yourself a birthday cake and that. I bet you were straight fucking dick first into that.
One question though, Craig.
Go on.
Do you know when you were playing Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order?
Yeah.
Did you literally feel like it was a taller version of you with a lightsaber?
I found the game very immersive. It was very fun. It was very fun. My jaw's perfectly fine as well, thank you.
Got halfway through a level and that, and fucking one of the NPCs is dying and like, please help me, and he's just like there with his lightsaber like, woo, hi, I'm Shadow's Reign, woo woo.
Ah, you pair of cocks. I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was quite in depth, and apparently you played a lot like Dark Souls as well. So.
He's broken already. He's broken. He's gone.
So I'm not gone yet. I've still got a little bit. But fuck off! You shouldn't have said that. So, yeah, I actually really enjoyed the gameplay, and I thought the story was okay. It was decent. I actually quite liked the Star Wars lore anyway. So yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. Of course, I got the game on a discount. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the game, and I kind of look forward to the next one they bring out, if they bring out another one.
Believe it or not, I got it free with my CPU when I downloaded the Intel, whatever it's called.
Nippy Nop.
Octane memory. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, so I got it free, and I found the cinematics were amazing in it. To be honest,
the cinematics were alright. I didn't think they were neither here nor there, if I'm being honest. I think.
Disagree on the cinematics.
I just thought they were bang average, to be honest. They were good, but they weren't like, whoa, this is pure mistake. Didn't have any of that going on about it. So yeah,
Wasn't quite Mira Peak and Rockport.
Yeah, I thought
Exactly,
they were quite
exactly.
quite good. I think they did a good job.
What was the last single player game you guys last completed and enjoyed? Ooh, got an awkward silence here. Ooh, look at me asking the good questions for a change.
I don't even
Look at
know.
the games list.
I mean, fucking, what games have I got? This is where you fucking.
The last single player, like, I just went on and completed. I didn't just jump on and dabble and mess around with them for a couple of days. For mate, I'm in and out of everything.
Well, I mean, I didn't ask you about that crack, but.
Ooh.
I've got them on the ropes, yeah, haven't I, boys?
No fucking idea, to be honest. I don't really play a single player game.
Yeah.
Because most games I play by myself anyway, even if they're online, most of the time I play games by myself. I normally just sit with one of you two and chat shit.
Yeah.
I did State of Decay 2,
What's that?
which was amazing. It's like a zombie apocalyptic survival third-person game.
I played that
Like,
ages ago.
you
Like,
go around and you kind of look for survivors and kind of build up your base and fight off zombies.
Fairs.
You can play cooperatively, like, but it's I did do it on a solo, like I did it for a time when I had no internet.
to be fair, like I fund a thing where you can, like, a software where you can mod the you can mod the save file of the game, and that's so you can change the name of the NPCs, you can change the name of your survival group. And like one of my pals didn't even realize that it was a thing, so like he was like, "Oh yeah, mate, I'll jump on and I'll help you out with your game." And he joined in and he was like, "Wait there, what's your survival group called?" And I was like, "Can you not fucking read?" And he was like, how is your like group called, the Cunty Nanagammons? And I was like, no idea, mate. It was just generated by the game. Hilarious, man.
I mean, in terms of like the single player games and all that stuff, like you know, they've kind of been on a state of decline lately, haven't they? I think the last big blockbuster
State of Decay.
State of Decay.
Yeah, I feel what you're trying to say on that one. They have kind of been the single player games over the past, say, like 5-6 years have kind of been on a downward slope in regards to what
the
like,
last
most games are cutting single player just out of it altogether.
The last big single player game that went down really, really, really well, I can't remember, I think was God of War 4. The PS4 one. Go on.
Why? Circles back to the same crack that we had the first time that I was on. A single player game, there's nothing that you can put into that game that incentivizes the player to spend more money. You literally are a fucking wallet with legs. They don't care about your experience. Multiplayer's the way forward because they can force feed you shit that you have to buy additional to the money that you've already gave them for the game that you want to play. But actually play the game properly, you need to give them more money on top of the money you've already gave them for the game that you bought.
Yeah, skins to impress your friends that you'll pretty much delete once the new version of the game comes out.
Surprise
or
mechanics.
the new skin comes out, yeah. Because you got to think you can only use like, say, like one skin at a time, or if you've got like obviously like a character and a weapon, that's generally like 1 or 2, or maybe like 3 skins at most.
Yeah.
All the other skins that you've purchased over time, they get kind of swept under the rug. And you've got to think that like, each time, even if you think about Call of Duty, like their minimum skin, I'm sure it's like £8 or something like that.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Especially the one I'm rocking at the minute, just for a laugh. You know, it triggers people though when you kill them with it, which is the whole reason I buy skins. But I don't know. Like, is there as much of a market for single player games as there once was? Because it's all about being the best now. It's all about being the best, and the only way you can be the best is by directly matching up against other people. Yeah. So unless you're doing games which you can speed run, like Resident Evil, like for example, they've started cracking that already. But yeah, I suppose actually when I talk about God of War, Resident Evil, like though it did do really well, it wasn't like breaking records. I don't think that God of War did either, but I think that was just something refreshing about that game which came out, and like they said that nothing could be done. The Last of Us, a single player game, Last of Us 2 was a bit of a mess, but Last of Us 1, like you know, these single player games, I do feel as if there is a market for them, but like Andrew touches on, it's not a profitable market, if that makes sense. Like,
you got to remember though that Last of Us, even the first one, was multiplayer though.
It had a multiplayer aspect to it, yes. It wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, but it had an excellent story. I know what you mean.
Uncharted had a multiplayer, but it wasn't sold as a multiplayer game. Tomb Raider had a multiplayer, wasn't sold as a multiplayer game. Far Cry, like the original, like 3-4s, they weren't marketed as multiplayer games. They supported it, but it wasn't based on it. Like, so.
I thought they were based cooperatively.
No. I think 5 might have been. I didn't really play 5, if I'm being honest. 4 had like a co-op mode in it, but yeah, like you could do the whole game without it. The same way in Assassin's Creed Unity, you could still have people drop in and out, and still do the same missions. But yeah, it's a
Oh, I've got a quest for you. Questions. I've got question. Just one.
I need to stop doing that wrong button shit.
Anyone mess with Crisis?
Can your computer run Crisis? I played Crisis 3 when I got my first computer. Like, I remember because that was like the meme. It kind of still is, but does it run Crisis? And it did just on 1080p 60 frames a second. It just ran Crisis. So yeah, I remember Crisis. It was quite fun actually. I quite enjoyed Crisis and Metro Last Light and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think those games are, I don't know how to word it, very demanding on games. Not necessarily accessible to everyone per se.
Do you reckon they're still active? Do you reckon they're still got an active online multiplayer?
I don't know. I've never looked. So
This camera don't got kind of pointing upwards.
I'm just gonna watch you do that. Go on, you cock it up. Go on, go on. But
Keep going down. Show me the hexy bulge.
Oh, do it.
I've got my grey joggers on as well.
No.
Oh, Bella.
No.
That's when it looks its best.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So next on the itinerary.
It's actually the podcast's future. So, as you guys are aware, and the viewers, we are kind of mixing it up a little bit and promised it earlier. So obviously, Trojan's made a few appearances now. One as a host, well, technically two as a host now. So we were kind of talking and thinking about, obviously Hexy couldn't make it last week. It wasn't too well. And, you know, like, we do need to make time for guests, and it actually kind of makes sense for us to run 3 hosts. One, all 3 of us get on really well, and we have that natural chemistry together, which makes things really easy to film, with enough banter and enough actual, you know, educational content or debate content, whatever the word you want to bloody use. Enough intelligent conversation, shall we say. And we kind of feel that it is best that we kind of use and take the podcast in this direction. So we have the 3 people, and if one person can't make it and we want to have a guest who's only available on a certain day, one got to drop out, then we can still have everyone else. So, you know, like, it kind of makes the podcast more flexible towards the guests, more flexible towards you, the viewer. It means we can get it out more consistently, and just kind of take things from there and have a third perspective on things. It also creates another challenger for Did Ye Na? So the guest points have been taken off and put onto Andrew's, minus Sandbag, who won as a guest once, so that's still in the guest counter. But basically what we're looking to do, not anytime soon, but maybe within the next year, maybe it's 2 years, is that we do actually want to migrate this show into an actual, like, studio environment, maybe a spare room, but essentially that requires a significant investment in audio gear, and treating the room to make sure that there's no echo, and making sure that all the microphones work together and stuff. So I have been in contact with my sound guy about that, and we'll be getting that sorted, planned quite soon. But it basically means that if we have a guest who's quite far away, we can still dial in the same way that we do this kind of podcast. So we can still have them the same way we did Mr. Bullet, the same way we did Onion, Sandbag, so we can still webcam them in. But it also gives us the flexibility, if people want to come up to, like, studio or spare room or whatever, we have that option as well. But yeah, that would require a significant investment. However, if the channel's at a point where it's making money, or donations are coming in or whatever, like in that crack, when it's actually feasible to start doing that, then that's going to be one of our focuses. But for the time being, we'll be like this. But we're looking to make a good go of it. So the podcast, though it doesn't get as many views as, say, the Call of Duty videos, it brings in just as many watch hours. So there's just as much eyes on the screen for the podcast, like, for just as long as the shorter, more viewed videos are, if that makes sense. So we're kind of in that situation where they're both technically doing as well as each other. So we're going to keep rocking the both. And like I say, whatever's the main game is going to be the game that's featured on the channel. So we're going to be going in that direction. But yeah, very exciting news, guys. What do you guys make of having a studio and all that jazz?
I think there's a fair bit of room in the background there at Hexy's gaff. Podcast party times at his gaff.
We've already discussed it, actually.
Yeah, we have.
We discussed this before our first podcast, when we were building Charlie's machine. if I'm not
Same
mistaken.
day, same day. So yeah, the plan is that we've got a lot of space in the background there, and I do have some lighting gear, which we can use to kind of light it up a little bit. But the only thing that we would need from that point on would be the cameras. So we'd need.
Remove the cat tunnel.
Work out we need at least 3, maybe 4 cameras. We would need obviously microphones to go ahead, because obviously with the microphones that we've got, we're going to be picking each other up on each other's microphones. Don't want that, so we need to sort out an audio solution. So we'd still need to audio treat the room, so to say. But yes, that has been an option that we've considered. We've also spoke to Charlie about it, and Charlie's more than happy. Charlie would actually probably end up having a role doing the live video mixing that I've been doing as we go. And I've been keep on trying to press on Hexy and then put more on guest all the time, because I've been an absolute tit. But yeah, so stuff like that, we might actually have to pass on to another person if we're rocking it in that kind of capacity. But by all means, it is something that we're looking into, and it's something that we've obviously got the webcams for. We've technically got like the free webcams. However, I want to try and do it in such a way where we don't need to buy more cameras. We can just kind of use the ones we've got, but at the same time, I've kind of got my cable tied into my rig, so maybe I'll buy a new webcam for myself.
I've technically got a radio mic, but like, which is good for temporarily. But
yeah, it's something that we can sort out. I mean, like, I think it looks like Andrew's got a condenser mic there, which would be good for general room audio. I think you've got the same in the Yeti. Whereas this is gonna be up this is basically gonna be up your throat, or it's not good at all. I mean, I can put it further back and it sounds just as good, but point is that this is designed to be like a one microphone. Like, it's not designed to be round. It's not designed to be round other microphones, so to speak.
With this mic, you can change the polarity, so you can actually set it up as like an omni mic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's the same with this.
So
It's got like 4
I've never tried moving the mic away from my face, like, but I'm a bit of a loud fuck anyway, so it probably still picks up fine.
But yeah, that's the kind of like the idea that we're rocking. So we are wanting to do like a bit of a studio thing going on. But like I say, it would require quite a lot of money. I reckon $2,000 to make it look good and make it sound good. And then maybe a laptop to go with it if we can't make everything reach the computer that's downstairs.
Just go full podcast and just record it. Don't have video. Saves a lot of the cost.
Why? Nah,
Why make it
people
look
like
pretty when we can just sound pretty?
Can we sound pretty? But
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I kind of like obviously the scenes that we've got at the minute. Though it does look nice, I think we can do better. I've already picked the theme, be it like all these graphics for the actual in-house one. So can't wait for that. But yeah, that's just kind of where we want to take the podcast, and that's kind of what aims for the future. So the second that this channel can and does become monetized, any income that we do make on the podcast videos will be pumped straight into the podcast project. So yeah, that's kind of what we're wanting to do with it and take it from there. And I hope you guys, as the viewers, are just as excited about it as we are. But it means we can invite guests up as well. So it's gonna be really good, and then we can go to the pub afterwards, which is like right on the doorstep of Hexy's. Right, well, basically, just for reference, I live what 300-400 yards away from you, Hexy. About the same from you as well, Trojan. So
yeah, we'll kind of got
why wait? Just have drinks on the podcast.
Just have drinks on the way. There you go. Happy days. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't be the first time we've had drinks at mine.
Why don't we install a pub in the studio?
God.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
That would be
Because
so
the
funny.
the problem you've got, that's the thing. That's the thing at the minute. Years ago, it was trampolines. And then Bamps got trampolines, so like you walk past a house. Like nowadays, you walk past that. Like it got to a point where you walk. No, it's not. No,
it's
a
now.
minute, but it's dying out. It's dying out. You walk past. So years ago, you'd walk to a certain degree. You'd walk past someone's house. There'd be a trampoline there, and you'd go, they're rough as fuck, and then you'd walk away. Now it's hot tubs.
Mm-hmm.
So people got hot tubs, and people are like, oh, that's posh, and then everyone else is like, yeah, I'm gonna get myself a hot tub and drink me Bella Briscoe in the fucking back of my house. It's like, all right, so. And now it's bars. Everyone and their nana's making a bar in their back garden, when all it is a little flat pack shed where they've put a table in it and say, "Yeah, look at me bar." No.
No, the ball
careful.
be in the house, mate. Ball be in the house. I get it.
Yeah,
Get it.
but having your own bar, that's the thing. That's the thing that's going to be next.
And to have a bar, you need a selection of lager. Like, you need kegs, and you need gas pumps.
And you need the staff. Jeeves!
She's got headphones on, she can't tell you.
It's alright, we'll just have Nicole and Charlie sort...
podcast though.
We'll have Nicole and Charlie sort out the video and the beers respectively. It'll be all good, man. Be all good. Might end up getting a slap afterwards, like, but it's all good. For the content. For the content. But yeah, that's kind of like where we want to take the podcast. And if you guys are excited about it, let us know in the comment section below. So yeah, now we're gonna kind of move on to the news, announcements, and rumors. So we've got a couple of things that we're going to be talking about in this section. Hexy, if you would like to start us off on the first one. You don't have the itinerary up, do you?
Are you referring to Windows 11?
Yes, I am. The one that's first.
I ain't going to Windows 11.
No? Come on, let's talk about it.
I'm still in Windows 10. Why would I move? What's wrong with it? Every time there's a Windows change, there's a fuck up. Nah, I'm good. I'll stay on this until there's either something good. Because I haven't really seen any like great, amazing.
Fucking
features.
there I am doing it again.
Oh, back to me again. Back to me. Obviously, Alan's talking. Go to me. Yeah, that's out.
Like, you tell me what's so great about this Windows 11. What's it gonna be?
Well, this is
it's like Windows 10 but +1. There you go. Much better. Much better. Sold, boys. Get it downloaded.
So this is the thing that we don't really know. Like, but you've got to have basically a brand new Ryzen or a brand new like i5, i7 to run the damn thing. So it's really strange because of the way it uses the security protocols on the socket. I don't know the exact mechanics of how it works, but basically you've got to have a brand new computer to use it. And the only real things that I can tell it does differently is the virtual desktops, which I've got 3 screens, so I'm not using them anyway. So that's just kind of how I perceive it, really. There's no viable point. Apparently, it's going to increase in-game performance. But if you have the capability to do that, then why isn't it already on Windows 10? Like, what is Windows 10 doing? What is Windows 10 doing to hold it back? Nothing.
Because you're a wallet with legs. You're a wallet with legs. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It was the same thing when because like I remember like Windows 7 was like good. I'm sure it was like Windows 7. Like when it was like Windows 8, when those started coming out, I was still sticking with Windows 7. Like none of them really impressed me. This was it Cortana?
Cortana.
Cortana.
I thought you were going to say the COVID software there.
Whatever she's called. Like I don't even use her. Like you use her, because I don't. I don't.
That deactivated. Well, I had Joe deactivate mine.
The problem,
that's what I mean.
At a root level.
The only difference from 7 to 8 was that, and they made it such a big.
No, 8 was far worse. I remember 8 had a big problem where it was designed for tablets and phones, so it didn't have the start menu. It didn't have any of that. You had to install a third-party application to have your start menu, because it would all be like you press your start button and it would be tiles. Like you couldn't just easily find a program you wanted to. It was designed to be on a Windows Surface. And that's no good to anyone. So yeah, Windows 10 was a massive improvement.
Windows screens were coming in.
Yeah.
Like the screen stuff.
Yeah.
Which was all a gimmick and balls, and yes, I got fucking robbed. Whoever fucking paid for it.
I reckon that Windows 11 is probably going to tie it. I've just clicked into what you said there.
That absolute flick of the finger there. Whoever paid for it.
I didn't pay for fucking Windows. Bitches, everyone's running on my torrent key.
I don't. Cheeky bastard.
No, because you already paid for it. We've got
Charlie does.
Trojan, Charlie, Ginger Fox,
Eric,
who I made a mistake with and actually had to do again because I didn't put the fake key in. Ruby, there's so many people that run that key.
Eric,
Dale. Legit, mine.
Yo,
totally legit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Totally. It wasn't the first thing you mentioned. How can I make this any cheaper? I can do Windows for free.
Mate, you just incriminate yourself on the internet, mate. Don't drag me into your fucking mess.
I don't even know why you do it, because Windows You're like £3.
Because that £3 can be spent on a pint. So yeah, or go towards a pool stick. So yeah, I can't see any use for having it, to be honest. And I can't be asked to uninstall everything again, because you've got to reinstall everything when you switch programs usually. And it took an absolute age to set up OBS to have all my stream stuff on. And then I've got to download all my editing software, and I've got to download all the drivers. And I know I do it all the time when I fresh start other people's computers, but I don't want to fresh start my own. Like, I've had this layout and kept it relatively bug free, I think, for 8 years now. Sorry, no, 6 years. So
and there's all your icons moving.
Why exactly? And I don't really.
That's
unless it comes out and says, "Oh yeah, it's going to be as it is. It's going to be like a slight interface change." Might be interested, but I don't know how I feel about it. Because when we installed 10, we got told that this would be the last one, and that this one would just be like the one that just gets refreshed and slightly updated here and there. And here we are.
But they lost some money. They need to reclaim some.
And here we are moving towards Windows 11. So, are we going to get it for free again, like we did from 7 to 10, or we're going to go from 10 and pay for 11?
I should tell you the fad that needs to stop.
Go on.
People so companies putting the word fucking gaming on something and then charging more for it. Say, right, how do I sell this chair? It looks uncomfortable as fuck. Gaming. There we go, boys. They're fucking idiots. All them people who play games. They're just call it gaming and rinse them for every penny that they've got.
Well, mistakes were made.
Look at me with me little fake leather pillow on me fucking chair. No, you're on the wrong person. He's got a very fine sort of coolant pillow. Yours. See what I mean? Like all these like catchy slogans like that GT Force. It's like, if anything, I'm not being funny, but when you refer to something that's going to go on the back of your neck, the word force is not what you want. You know what I mean?
What does GT stand for in a chair?
Fuck if I know.
Fuck do I know?
Fuck if I know. Like I said, guys, I want a new chair. I bought this and instantly regretted it. Like, straight up. But I've prioritized other things. Obviously, moved out. That was a bit...
This is the thing, though. Do you know what I mean? It's not like down to your decision making in terms of like fucking. Because at the end of the day, you needed a solution. You got a solution. Do you know what I mean? And it's not people who are buying it. That's the problem. It's like
consumer trust.
The marketing behind it. It's like you could have two products that mechanically and like systematically are exactly the same, and the company will go, right, we'll make it again, but we'll put gaming on the name. We'll sell it as a separate thing, and we'll charge more. And it's like, fuck off.
And they'll have 2 white stripes on the side, or something
Absolutely.
like that.
To be fair, though, those 2 stripes make it go fast as fuck.
I didn't actually know his had 2 white stripes on. To be fair,
I thought that was an attack. I thought you would have said, "No, sticking the knife in," you know. But no, fair enough.
No, that was totally not.
Wait, I'll actually get a 10% frames per second boost with this chair. So, you know, for the 2 stripes. So just want it out there. And the same with my RGB wall and computer. Like Andrew's computer right now, as you can see, that's going an extra 20 frames per second, lighting up his wall. Like,
actually, to be fair, no, my chair, because it's mesh, I get an extra sort of 10% efficiency to cooling. So,
see me, I just get plus 3% on my mouse activity.
Well, you guys, honestly, like we've just
armrests.
We've just joked about it there. Well, Trojan has how it was trampolines, jacuzzis, now a bar. Maybe it was gaming chairs. Like maybe that's the next. Right, you're a bit of a knob.
Everyone has a gaming chair that I know, pretty much.
And everyone's a knob. So
some sort of chair for gaming.
I mean, if you want to come round and have a blast of this chair, like if you're thinking about which one to get,
as long as you stay sat in it,
as long as you don't fart in it 24 hours before I come and sit on it.
We've discussed this, mate. Discussed this. It just passes straight through the mesh.
Just don't sniff the mesh.
But isn't that the best part of trying someone else's chair? Giving it like the preliminary. Let's see how comfortable it is.
We'll come more on to
Such a
chairs.
secret stamp.
We'll come more on to chairs like later on because that is in the piece.
Will we? I bet we will. I bet we will come more onto chairs, will we?
It's got me VR headset and the P hub sim on, you know, because it's a simulator, you know.
And skiing simulator, right?
Skiing simulator, right? Oh, for God's sake. So next up on the list is the fact that cryptocurrency still isn't spiking up, and a few used cards are starting to hit the market, at least in the United Kingdom. Not as hard to get a used graphics card these days. So yeah, I'm not in the market for a used graphics card, to be personally honest. However, I wouldn't say don't get one, because there are a lot of these miners that have used them for obviously crypto mining. They're using them for, you know, like they've used them at like 80% capacity. They've used them not at full, though they've been on all the time. They've not been on full all the time. So not actually a bad little shout, because typically, because it's so important for people's profits, the cards do get well looked after. So if you're not going for a stupidly high-end one, might not be a good shout using an X mining card. But you know, kind of, you got to be careful the same way with anything that has these stats on. But at the same time, my God, look at my hair with the headphones. But at the same time, yeah, you still want to get new if you can. But point is, graphics cards are slowly becoming more available because mining isn't as profitable as it was, say, 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. So yeah, just a little thing to put out in the news for you. And the last thing on the news is the fact that we've had a schedule announcement. So on Monday the 28th, we had a schedule announcement regarding the channel. So that was basically regarding the fact that we have dedicated uploads on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, with a stream on Sunday morning, which at the minute is kind of being booked with Onion's trio. So that's been quite fun lately. But yeah, we've got the upload schedule, and obviously the Saturday dedicated upload is more than often not going to be this podcast at a 5:30 release. If not, then it'll be like a normal video if for whatever reason we haven't filmed one, or we can't film one, or blah blah blah. But usually the Saturday one will be this one. So yeah, kind of where we're standing with that at the moment. Now we are going to move on to PC talk section of the podcast. So we'll go into the gaming chairs section. Now, Andy, what did you say that gaming chair brand was? Because I've been looking into it and I forgot what it was called.
It wasn't a gaming chair; it's an office chair.
Yeah, office
brand.
chair
They
brand.
do make gaming chair. Herman Miller. It's like the Maybach of chairs.
So I've had a little deeks at them, and first thing that you see and notice is the damn price. So
However, one of the, like, looking at it at face value, I mean, to be fair, it is a lot for a chair. But
we're talking 4 digits here, by the way, guys.
Not all of them. Some of them, like I think it's the, I don't know what it's called, but like the top spec one's like 1,200 quid. One of the Logitech ones is like fucking 1,800 to 2.5 grand, which is fucking stupid money for a chair. But a lot of the stuff, if you get it from Herman Miller directly, comes with a 12-year warranty. Do you know what I mean? Which is a long, when we're talking about a chair.
So why would you want one of these chairs as opposed to your Secret Labs, your 2 Racing Stripe value bucket bin basement shit? Like,
well, I mean, with like the racing stripes of your chair, I don't need to go that fast. So like, no, I'm joking. The problem that you've got is a lot of the time. Well, this is from what I was reading. Could be a load of shit, but with the sort of the general layout of a gaming chair, it's basically, you've got like, it's like a car, it's like a bucket racing seat from a car.
Mm-hmm.
And from a lot of videos that I was watching and that type of stuff, so you've got like the shoulder part. I mean, again, Secret Labs might be different because they do manufacture their own, as opposed to a lot of like these reskin chairs. No, not having a dig here, but your chair is like one of those reskin chairs.
It is. I'm not going to deny it.
It looks like one anyway. But like when it's not like a branded named thing, it's something daft like fucking 80 or 90% of the chairs are made in the same place. Just the company gets their own branding and stuff put on it, and it's like the shoulder part, if you flick to yours a sec.
Mm-hmm.
So these bits like just above your shoulders because you're a short ass.
Like the wings.
Yeah, so
I can't even
like,
put
sort of,
yourself up the chair to make myself any taller. This is kind of where I am.
ergonomically, they sort of like push your shoulders in, which affect your posture and shit like that. Whereas things like Herman Miller, and I mean, mine's like, I don't even think it's like a branded chair. I don't think it is anyway. Are designed.
Mine pushes in. No, mine don't. No, mine kind of go outwards.
But yours is not like one of these reskin and copy paste chairs. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Whereas like with this, it's
Mine
designed
go right
as a chair for an office. It's designed to work in. So it's designed to make your posture. I mean, I've got it leaned back and I'm like a fucking fat mess, just sort of melting into the chair and that. But when I'm gaming and stuff like that, I'm sat forward. It's correcting me posture and that type of stuff. So that's the main reason I went for mine, because I don't. Obviously, sometimes I can be slamming in like 8 to 10 to 12 hour sort of sessions of gaming, and I don't want to be in something that's going to turn this into a fucking pretzel by the time I'm 50.
Yeah, this is kind of where I stand with it, because like I'm working from home in this chair, and I'm doing me gaming in this chair, and I'm doing me editing, podcasts, and everything else in this chair. So I want.
You got any butt indents yet?
Pardon?
You got your butt indents yet?
Nah, not yet. That's the one thing that this chair is actually good at. There hasn't got that butt indent in it yet. So, but yeah, I feel as if like I need a high spec chair to kind of match my demands of it lately.
I mean, with this, so like I can adjust the height, I can adjust the height of the armrests. You can adjust the height of the headrest. When we heat that way, just the height of that. You can actually adjust the whole back of the chair. You can adjust the height. You can adjust like how forward or back your arse is, like the arse plate. And then obviously if I want to, you can sort of recline right the way back. They're very nice.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I do feel as if I'm in the market for a good chair, but I do have some things that I need to buy first, unfortunately.
To be fair, the guy I got this of. The guy I got this of, like, so when did I see it? Because I was on. This was the morning that I was playing COD. Were you, Hexy?
Monday or Tuesday?
Not so lately. This was filmed on Thursday for reference.
So it would have been Monday, because I went to get me. I went to get me. Got me COVID jab on Tuesday. My 5G signal has been unbelievable. No, I'm joking. but so Monday I got my chair. The guy's based in Rowlands Gill. He did used to have like a warehouse in Dunstan, but he basically sold the warehouse to a different company, and he started operating out of his basement. And I was like, sound. I'm going to some guy's basement for a chair. This doesn't sound sketchy at all. But then I went over, and it's like, do you know the hairy bikers?
Yeah.
You know how one of them's got a house in Rowlands Gill? He lives like run there. The house is huge. And do you know when like your brain and mouth filter doesn't work?
You have
so
one.
Obviously I had my mask on. I walked in, and he was like, "Oh yeah, if you just come around this," and like underneath the house, it's like the floor plan is like the size of the floor plan of my house. His basement is fucking huge. And I walked in, I was like, fucking hell, how many chairs are you selling, mate? Oh, he was like, quite a lot, ideally. I'll try to sell as many as I can. I was like, you must be selling a fair few, having a gaff like this. But I didn't buy, like, it was like Bax transfer, so it wasn't like card or out like that. I transferred the money into his account, and that was at like 10, 11 o'clock. And then he delivered the chair 2 o'clock that afternoon. He basically put it together at his, drove the chair over in a van, dropped it off, and he was like, "Oh, there you go, mate. Love you, bye." Like,
might have to give that a go then. For not dropping 800 plus. How much did you pay for yours? You don't mind asking?
395 quid.
Okay, so that's up there in the Secret Labs territory then.
Yes.
That's right up in the Secret Labs grill. So I am definitely going to investigate that with my arse cheeks. So stay tuned, podcast, for that one. The second thing that I want to actually go into the news about, the PC talk about, is my future streaming setup. So as you all know, I run off one system at the moment. And I'm looking to build a second computer for Nicole, so she could be sat there playing our games on the wireless control pad and have ideally a wireless solution. Now, I was thinking, since that second computer is already there, why not slap a capture card in there and stream off that machine and game off mine? So we go off and go off like an actual capture card, and go off a 2 PC setup. So I'm looking into doing that, and yeah, the quality of said performance might dramatically increase. You don't know, so thinking about that. So it's kind of,
if you're on about the actual the skill of the player, that'll not drastically increase. You'll still be fucking shit.
No, frames wins games, mate. Skins, gaming chairs, and frames and RGB. Plenty of RGB. You need some of that in your life to be a good game.
Because he wants to be able to stream in 1440p, and then
I'm streaming in 1440p now.
And also play in 1440p without having any FPS drop.
It's just mainly like the FPS drop is about 10-15% at the minute. Which
I'm sick about hearing your fucking frames dropping.
That's large.
He dies, and that's the first thing he says.
Yeah, but I'm doing 1440p, mate.
It's not that much.
Okay.
I do 1080p.
Yeah, 1080p is like Pleasantry now.
It's not that much of a difference.
So
there's a difference, but it's not that much.
It's like 33% difference. It's quite a large difference.
Only if you say recurring on the end, it doesn't sound that big if you just say 33.
33.3% recurring. But yeah, it's big difference that, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm looking at doing that, and it's also going to be good for the general health of the machine as well. If I've got a capture card and I'm running that, I can, I'll be able to actually take snippets of my gameplay more effectively, because I can't run Shadow Play and the stream at the same time. When I take a clip, it will slow me down for like a good 20 seconds, and there's tank me frame rate while it gets the clip together. So it'll be good because I can run the clips at the same time, which is going to be pretty good, and I really enjoy that aspect. But it means that I can have like Discord and everything else running off the second computer.
Why don't you just do what everyone else does and just shout at their viewers and just go, clip it, and just get your viewers to clip it for you?
Because I like being in control of the footage that I have. I don't want people clipping the stuff I don't want anyone else to see.
I think it only does that on Facebook. No, Facebook actually clips your stream.
Wait, not asked about that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking to do in the future. So, anyone else got any PC talk to contribute to the chat this evening?
No,
nothing's actually changed on me. No, nothing's changed. Oh, I got a new mouse.
Oh, that is big news. Talk us through that.
So me G Pro wireless light speed broke, which is the new really light one that you get power play. And I just found like after a year, if it couldn't handle me pressing it off, like it was like 11 months, and it started dying on us like within probably around about 9 months. And then I used a really terrible one, like just your average £20 RGB piece of pointy crap.
So what mouses
for like a month. Yeah, if Charlie really passes us mouse. Just for like 2 seconds.
That Fisher brought like a mouse and your cat just jumped up.
Please.
Stop it.
Please.
Stop it.
Right, so, this is what I used for like...
Creep.
Oh,
Thank
this is what I
you.
used. It's just like, yeah, random piece of crap.
I had one of them.
I mean, look how pointy and uncomfortable that fucking thing is.
Did you just plug that in while you were doing stuff?
No, she's got it plugged into her computer. I don't. I use this.
Right, okay.
So what I did is obviously while I kind of was waiting to get things sorted, I managed to send my Logitech back, got a new mouse, but I do have a Power Play, which is like the wireless mat, mat. And then I got this, the G903.
How many buttons on the sides it got?
So it's got 2 there, and it's got the possibility for 2 on the other side there. And you can just remove this. And then it also has the 2 DPIs, which are really good.
That's interesting.
And then also you have a hyper spin wheel. so that just continuously spins. Don't know if you can see.
The FAL shots I could have with that.
Yeah, that just
Nah,
keeps
you've
going. It just keeps going and going and going. Mainly for things like Excel spreadsheets and stuff, it just continuously spins like a fidget spinner.
Back to
And
P8. Back to P8.
you can lock it as well, so you can turn it back to a single click.
What's the button for it? Is
Thing.
it an easy button?
It's just literally just a button there.
Oh my god, I would have such a high rate of fire with the FAL with that. You've got to buy it.
As a very and click. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, it's got quite a loud click.
Yeah, yeah, which I do like me loud clicks. That's why I stick with Logitech. They've got everything is mechanical and very
You see,
generally structurally sturdy.
I like the loud
yeah,
clicking keyboards and the loud clicking mice, but now I want quiet. Like, I really enjoy me quiet stuff now, especially now that I've got a mic right in front of the keyboard and stuff. So I really enjoy like the quieter feel. I don't like massive like smacking of the keyboard now. I just like the little gentle little keystrokes. And it's not like
Oh, you can hear Hexy's keyboard like 3 postcodes away.
you actually can. We're like what, within 2 postcodes? No, within 1 postcode I'd say. And you just slap. All we can hear like all night, like without headphones off, computers off, all we can hear is just bits of.
Where I can just
Oh, Hexy's playing a game. I take it.
maybe I can maybe I can demonstrate on some notepad.
Oh, sounds premium. Oh, click it for us, daddy.
Can you hear it? You might not be able to hear it actually.
No, you can hear it.
Click it for his daddy.
My name is Hector. I am your daddy.
Oh, the space bar. Oh, that hit the spot.
The full stop.
I wrote hello there. My name is Hexy. I am your daddy, and I will always be there for you.
Guy.
I feel special now. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
You should, Trojan. I'll tuck you in. That'll be fine.
Well then, sweetly
Please.
moving on. Well, on that note, we are going to move on to everybody's favourite. Did ye nah? And Andrew's on a winning streak at the minute, so I've went for simple and efficient. Hexy is simple and efficient, and Trojan has probably got a winner. So Hexy, we're going to start with
And
you.
Hoffy doesn't understand simple and efficient. So,
Bitch.
no, sorry, carry on. Who's going first?
You are. Camera's on you, pal.
Oh, for me. Wait, do you know what? Aquatic seems to win for me. So
Go
I'm
on then.
going with
Well,
aquatics.
you need the Dina. How? Come on. Didn't be a fucking letdown.
So, did ye know that a severed head of a sea slug will grow another body? So you can
I
chop
did not
teeth
know
off
that.
and then
I did
chop
not
teeth
know
off.
that. Slippery
I did not know that.
snakes.
Slippery snakes.
Yeah, fair. I like that one actually. However, then
I thought
Trojan.
aquatics always wins for us. So, I thought,
So
fair
Trojan
enough,
had
do
the
it.
cats and clavia last time, which was by far the funniest shit I've ever heard. Friday's podcast clip on the channel. So yeah, what you got for us this week, son?
Well, I thought I'd go with a similar theme
Go on then.
of cats being made into things that they shouldn't be. So, boys. So, did ye know in 1929 researchers at Princeton turned a cat into a telephone?
Again,
Did ye know that, boys?
What? I didn't know what side you answered.
come on, you're gonna have to elaborate here.
Did ye know that? So,
No.
basically,
It's arsehole or its mouth.
I mean, if you wanted the most fun, both.
Like, we need to understand the logistics of this.
So the logistics of how it works. This bit I'll have to sort of read, and it funnily enough went towards meaningful progress in science. So 1929 researchers opened a cat's skull and connected the auditory nerve to a telephone, which once a researcher spoke into the cat's ear, the other could hear it through a receiver 50 feet away. Someone turned a cat into a fucking phone. Now,
Well, that's more like a string in a cup.
The useful part is that experiment became the basis of cochlear implants. So like the sort of hearing aid thing that you've got.
Really?
That stems from a cat being a phone.
Wow.
Did ye know that, boys?
I did not know that.
I did not know that. So, Trojan's a winner.
Anything about anything?
Thank you very much for watching this week's episodes of
anything to do with pussy. Andy's straight on, isn't he? My God.
He's on 2 weeks in a row.
He's on a 2-week pussy streak. I can get some of that in you. But
Over then, Craig. Can you top it?
Wait, I've went for simple and efficient. So, lads, did ye know that a group of pandas is called an embarrassment?
Just like that fact.
I mean, I didn't know that, but like to be honest, I do
genuinely, I did not know that, but I couldn't resist sticking the boot in.
Thanks, mate. So yes, a group of pandas is known as an embarrassment, which I found really, really, really funny. And the second I heard it, I was like, yeah, damn, that's a fact. That's going to be a did you know? So
I mean, what's the use of a panda? Like, what cool thing does it do? Or does it literally just sit and chill and eat bamboo?
Just does pandery things. That alone is cool enough.
Just does
rolls around
pandery
and shit
things.
and eats bamboo.
But yeah, called an embarrassment, boys. So Hexy, pick your winner.
I'll have to say Trojan, like that. The cat telephone and the fact that it's got like health benefits to the human race. With like it's got a fun little fact on it and scientific. I've got to call him on it.
Trojan.
I would say the slug. I'd have to go with Hexy.
But
I didn't know either of them, and a slug.
Embarrassment. That's funny.
I mean,
but
a
it's
cat
not
telephone
cool.
I can't vote for myself. Do you know what I mean?
Right, this is how it works, right? Mine was cool.
Uh-huh.
Trojan's was hilarious, and yours was embarrassing. It just wasn't as cool, or as I don't know. I'm not really sticking up for mine, but I can't vote for myself, and obviously I feel like Trojan's was better than mine anyway.
I feel personally
but
attacked.
I also think that Trojan's was better than yours, and it's not that I don't just bet against you. It's just you're not bringing your game, bro.
What's
you're not
that
playing
doing over there? There we go.
I mean, picture it.
Maybe the comments, maybe the your community, your backing, your followers. Yeah, maybe they'll.
To give you an idea of how Raj my fact is, imagine that Hexy goes upstairs, sort of just mincing about in that. Jinx is just fucking living his best life.
Why not just try to call Wall?
And Hexy just goes over right up to his ear and he's just like, pss, 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 pss. And then you fucking suddenly hear it, you'd be like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Cat telephone, boys.
Cataphone.
We've had a cat piano, we've had a cat telephone. I'm curious to see what else cats have been.
Oh dear. He's going to come out with a fact of why we call it a pussy next week, isn't he?
I'm not going to be able to let him around me, cat.
If I come down with a keyboard, just didn't let us in.
Why you got to try and get the cat to play the keyboard? Power
No, the way the cats in Clavia, the cats in Clavia, the Did You Know last week was a guy made a piano out of cats.
Oh, it was
basically
brilliant.
if he hits a key which makes a nail go up into the cat's tail, and the cat sort of meows, and he found cats with different pitches of voice.
It was different pitches of cat. Watch the Did You Know. Well, I'm gonna be putting it up on the channel for Friday anyway, so the video will have already seen it. But you keep an eye out for that tomorrow, Hexy, because that's the clip that's scheduled to go up. It's so funny. But yeah, that kind of concludes episode 8 of the podcast. I actually can't believe we're 8 episodes in already. Like that's
we're nearly hitting double digits.
We're nearly in double digits, I know. It's absolutely disgusting. So we kind of seem to be really finding our rhythm now. We seem to be, everyone who watches it really enjoys it. Hopefully this one's no different. And yeah, we're constantly looking for guests and getting guests on. So yeah, we'll
And we've done all 8 in one take.
and we've done all 8 in one take. We did have to pause for like a couple of minutes on the on Moddits, just because we had a technical issue where it stopped recording. I say that as I just check it's still recording here. It still is.
Imagine that I'm off for the night after.
Nah, right. But so we had to do. I think we had to do one section again. But no, it was, all of them have been one take really. We just kind of
like one recording.
Well, that's what I like. It's why you get the more genuine vibe off it. You know what I mean? Also, I think because it's off the cuff. It's got a little bit of a structure, but people like how chilled out it is and all that jazz. So yeah.
What's the score now? What's the score?
I've stopped counting. Now you have to go through and watch them all if you want scores, because I'm half fuck counting any of them. You won 3 now,
Drake,
Andrew. Anyway,
Drake, how many have you won?
1.
1, right? And there's 8, so 1, and then there's you.
There's
on
one
3.
to you, 1 to you. That'll mean with Ben's there's 1 to guest. So that would mean that there's 3 to Hexy and 3 to me.
There you go.
Absolute shan. Yeah. So.
It's about time that I was above you on a leaderboard.
You have that win. You take that win. But guys, we're gonna.
I'm used to being there, to be fair.
Hardy heart. But guys, we're gonna call it a day there. So everyone who's been watching, thank you so much, and don't forget to be commenting all that stuff in the comment section below. It's great having you involved. And yeah, he's been Trojan, he's been Hexy, I've been Hoff, and we'll see you in episode 9 of the Talk Away A1A podcast. Peace.
Love you. Bye.
Cat Sinclair, yeah, man. Fuck off.